overseas. The North Koreans scheduled to meet their counterparts from South Korea tomorrow. The meeting will be held in the DMZ, the demilitarized zone. Here's what CIA Director Mike Pompeo said about the talks on Fox News Sunday. Roll tape.
The North Koreans are behaving out of fear. That is, they are very concerned that America, for the first time in an awfully long time, is serious about denuclearizing the peninsula. And I think they're trying to find a foothold, trying to find a place to reach out.
By the way, President Trump says he's open to talking directly to Kim Jong-un on the phone. Come on in, Ralph Peters. Do you agree with this, what the Mike Pompeo said, that the Koreans are kind of, they're unsettled by the nature of this presidency?
Stuart, with your fine English education, you use the correct word, unsettled. They're not really afraid. They're, if anything, overconfident. But what the North Koreans are doing, and Mike Pompeo is correct that we've gotten their attention. It's the first time the U.S. administration has stood up to the North Koreans in a meaningful way. But what the North Koreans are doing is, instead of just stupid rhetoric, they're trying something strategic. By initiating talks with the South Koreans, by perhaps participating in the Winter Games, and then having follow-on talks after that, they are buying time. What the North Korean regime needs is time to finish their missile and nuclear development programs, and they are betting that there will be enough sanctions cheating to let them survive until that point. Once they've got the nuke capability with the missile to hit us, then it's a different ballgame. So I think when I look at what's happening, the North Koreans are being very smart. They're also trying to drive a wedge between us and the South Koreans.
Okay. Looking down the road a ways, I think America has to make a choice at some point in the future. Do we accept and live with and accommodate a nuclear-armed North Korea, or do we take some kind of measure, probably military, that gets rid of the nukes in North Korea? We have to face that choice at some point, and I think we'll accommodate them. What say you?
I think you're probably right. And this is certainly not something to be glib about. We have lived with other countries' nuclear weapons capability, from Russia and China all the way down to a small player like Pakistan. But I fear that North Korea is profoundly different. They want to use those weapons for nuclear blackmail, not merely against us in South Korea, but against us as well. So it would be a very, very tough decision. And I would say that when the decision is made, if it has to be made, I would look to General Mattis to be the voice of logic and reason, and perhaps reluctantly, have to hit the North Koreans.
But we would have to make sure the North Koreans understand that there will be no backing down by the Trump administration. The slightest hint that we will accommodate and appease, it's all over, right?
Well, yes, and that's one of the reasons I'm concerned about the prospect of a direct phone call between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. These men are both very complex characters, complex temperaments. They're dealing through a translator. The chances for misjudgments, for misunderstandings would be very, very high, although I'd pay Yankee dollars for the transcript. And President Trump has had notable successes in foreign policy, defeating ISIS, recognizing Jerusalem, and numerous other points. But where he has actually been weakest has in this face-to-face personal diplomacy with President Xi, with Vladimir Putin, with Duterte in the Philippines. And he's been most successful when he has relied on the professionals, the experts, to do the day-to-day operations for him. So I don't mean that as a knock on President Trump on this point. I just think that there's a time for face-to-face diplomacy. Works very well with our allies, but with die-hard opponents, not so much.
We shall see. Ralph, thanks for joining us, sir. Happy New Year to you.
Stuart.
See you again soon.
Same to you.